Hello and welcome to your yoga practice. I'm Mark from Viniyoga and I'll be taking you through your practice today. As always, it's your practice, so you go with how your body feels. Rest at any point that the breath becomes a little bit short or ragged or something just doesn't feel quite right. But if you're ready, I'm going to get you to come down to lying onto the back with the knees softly bent. You might want a thin blanket, thin block or a cushion behind the back of the head. I prefer it because I've got quite broad and deep shoulders. It just brings a slightly better position in for my neck. But you can always have it without the block and get that little bit more of a tilt into the neck. Again, go with what feels most comfortable for you. We're going to be taking a lying twist to start. So for a slightly softer twist, you're going to have the feet hip width apart and the feet a little bit further away from the buttocks. If you want a slightly deeper twist, bring the feet gently together, knees together, and maybe bring the feet a little closer in towards the buttocks. But again, go with what feels most comfortable. We're going to inhale, you're going to raise the arms, you're going to take the fingertips so they're pointing up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, you're going to take the arms out to the sides to about shoulder height with the palms facing upwards. You're going to take an inhale here, and as you exhale, you're going to take the knees over to the left, again moving as far as feels comfortable for you. If the knees come down to the floor, fantastic. If you'd rather have a cushion or a block to the knees to rest onto, please do so. Inhaling, you're going to bring the knees gently back to the centre. If you have the feet together, have the feet so they stack on top of each other. Exhaling, you're going to take the knees over to the right. Again, both sides will not necessarily be the same. Inhaling, bring the knees gently back to the centre. Going to keep the head centre looking up towards the ceiling. You can always have the eyes softly closed if that's a little more comfortable. Exhaling over to your left. Inhaling, coming back to centre. And exhaling over to the right. Certainly if you have a bright light above you, closing the eyes will feel a lot more comfortable. Inhaling, coming back to the centre and taking a moment switching between the inhale and the exhale. So it's not a rapid left to right. It's an inhale, come back to the centre. It's a moment of pause before you exhale. Take the knees over to your right. Inhale, come back to the centre. Again, a moment of pause before we go over to the left. Repeating on the right. We're going to take it twice more on each side. If you want to stop after 3 or 4 repetitions, that's absolutely fine. Sometimes the body just says that's enough, so wait. Just last time on each side. back to the centre. And then once you've completed, just relax and return the arms back to the sides of the body with the palms facing down towards the floor. Again, just take a moment. Notice how the body feels, how each side felt. Were they about even, or was one side maybe a little more comfortable than the other? Just noticing subtle changes. Then, when it's comfortable, you're going to bring the left knee up over the stomach and then bring the right knee up over the stomach, placing the hands either onto the front of the knees, or if that really is not comfortable, place them behind the back of the knees. You're going to have the lower legs relaxed, feet soft, and the knees anything up to hip width apart, certainly not taking them wider, you just want them nice and narrow. As you exhale, you're going to bend the elbows, you're going to draw the knees gently in towards you. Inhaling, you're going to extend the arms, supporting the knees. Now when you bend the elbows, draw the knees in towards you, it's a soft, gentle movement. You're not looking to put the knees around the ears, you're looking for that little soft movement into the hips, into the lower back. Inhale, moving the knees gently away. There should be no pressure on the fingers, the hands, the wrists, elbows, shoulders, neck, back, hips, knees or feet. Little draw of the abdomen in towards the back, which will just give a little more space for the knees to come into you comfortably without feeling that there's a bit of squishing going on. I'm just going to take that twice more. Once you've completed, with the legs extended, just gently release the right foot down onto the floor. We're going to place the right hand and the left hand behind the back of the thigh on the left leg. If that's not comfortable, if you feel it rolling the shoulders or it's pulling onto the shoulders, just have the hands resting more towards the side of the thigh. All depends on how your shoulders are feeling. And we're just going to look to stay here for up to 6 smooth breaths. The knee is over the hip and is in line with the hip. The right leg is also in line with the hip. You're not letting the knee flop out to the side, so you're having to hold it nice and vertical. The foot is comfortable, the chin is gently relaxed, and the shoulders are resting down towards the floor. And working with your breath, when you've taken your 6 breaths, gently release the left thigh, bring the foot back down onto the floor, and take a moment. Let the breath settle. Notice how that side felt. When it's comfortable, you're going to bring the right knee up over the stomach. Again, just either interlacing the fingers behind the thigh or having them more towards the side of the thigh if that's more comfortable for your shoulders. Don't let the shoulders roll and hunch. Lower leg and foot nicely relaxed. Chin just very gently tucked, so you're resting onto the back of the head. And watching for the left knee so it doesn't flop out to the sides. You can have the gaze relaxed once again if that's more comfortable. When you've taken your breaths, you can release the foot gently down onto the floor. Once more, take a moment, just noticing how each side felt. We're going to bring a little bit more movement back into the body. We're going to take a little bit of movement with upwards pressing feet. Now we are going to be taking the arms overhead to the floor behind you. So when you take the arms behind you, looking for the elbows and the backs of the hands to be in contact with the floor. So if you find that when you take the arms behind, the elbows are still lifted up around the front of the head, they're perched off the floor. That's not so comfortable for the neck, for the shoulders. So take the arms maybe a little wider, relax the shoulders down, relax the arms to the support of the floor. And then we're going to be returning the arms back to the sides of the body. We're going to start with the left leg. So gently bringing the left knee up over the stomach, right leg softly bent, and again you're keeping the knee in line with the hip. Going to take an exhale here. As you inhale, you're going to extend the left leg up towards the ceiling, taking the arms overhead and then flexing the foot back towards you once your foot is up. Exhaling, going to relax the ankle, going to bring the knee back over the stomach, return the arms back to the sides of the body with the palms facing down into the floor. Inhaling, going to take the arms overhead, extending the left leg up towards the ceiling, flex the foot gently back towards you and having the foot facing towards the top of the head. Exhaling, relax the ankle, bend the knee, lower the arms back to the sides. Inhaling, arms overhead, extending the leg, flexing the foot. Exhaling, relax the ankle, relax the knee, relax the arms. And just last time on that side. Then bring the foot gently back down onto the floor. Take a moment, maybe a little adjustment if you need. Then bring the right knee up over the stomach. Again, both sides may not feel exactly the same. Inhaling, going to extend the right leg up towards the ceiling as you take the arms overhead, flexing the foot back towards you, shoulders are relaxed. Exhaling, relax the ankle, bring the knee back over the stomach, return the arms back to the sides of the body. Inhaling. Exhaling. Twice more on this side. the foot gently back down onto the floor. Take a moment. Then we're going to come in to a little 2-foot support. And again, we're going to be taking the arms overhead to the floor behind us, but we're going to take them vertical to start with. So you want to have the heels towards the buttocks, but not right up against, if that's not comfortable for your hips, for your thighs. Any discomfort in the knees, take the feet a little bit further away. When you lift to come up, if it all is a bit too close in, it will jam and feel uncomfortable. Likewise, if the feet are too far away, you get a lift, more effort into the thighs, less into the back. Going to have the chin gently tucked so the shoulders are relaxed. Arms down by the sides of the body, palms pressed into the floor. As you inhale, you're going to raise the arms, the fingers are pointing up towards the ceiling. Exhaling, you're going to take the arms overhead to the floor behind you so the shoulders relax. As you inhale, you're going to squeeze the thighs, squeeze the hips, floating the hips up, rolling on to the shoulders. Exhaling, lowering the hips, returning the arms back to the sides of the body. If you feel that there's a bit of a sway into the hips, maybe bring the feet closer together, bring the knees together, bring a little bit more activity into the hips. Inhaling, so the hips float up, take the arms overhead. Exhaling, turn the arms, turn the hips. Again, if you want it a little softer, take the knees a little wider, about hip width apart. Going to go back to the first version, so inhaling, arms up towards the ceiling. Exhaling, the shoulders settle. Inhaling, take the arms overhead, float the hips up. Then exhaling, I'm going to lower the hips, return the arms back to the sides of the body. Inhaling, stay with the first version, so I'm going to take the arms up towards the ceiling. Exhaling, shoulders settled. Inhaling, take the arms overhead as you float the hips up towards the ceiling. Exhaling, I'm going to lower the arms all the way back to the sides of the body as the hips come back down onto the floor. Inhaling, fingers pointing up towards the ceiling. Exhaling, shoulders settle. Inhaling, arms overhead as the hips gently float up. And then exhaling, lowering the hips, returning the arms back to the sides of the body. I'm just going to take that once more. Just taking a couple of breaths here. Let the body gently settle. Just noticing how it's been moving. And once it's comfortable, gently roll on to one side of the body. Just guide yourself up in to a seated position or to a kneeling position if that feels a little more comfortable. Take a moment and then allow the eyes to open, come back into the room. Your yoga practice is now complete. Namaste. Hope you've enjoyed your practice and look forward to seeing you on the mat very soon. Take care.